I do feel like there is a change in the air, so to speak. I think the bean counters are starting to come out and say, enough. We need to make money.
Yeah, bring back CSI, and hopefully they won't. Hopefully CSI will just be CSI like it used to be. Okay, and or better, make it better. In fact, that's what you do. This next article, Lord of the Rings, right? Unless you had anything else to say about Powerpuff.
No, but this is kind of more the same.
Yeah, Powerpuff. I think we talked about this, didn't we? The Lord of the Rings needs a giant global audience. We can reiterate it though, but
we did. Go ahead and read the article or read the portion.
I'll read the portion I got on this, and maybe it's going. Maybe you have something. Yeah, we have something new to add on it. But let's see here though. But we have this was like the stakes are high for the Amazon Studios' upcoming Lord of the Rings series with a reported first season budget of $465 million. That's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. That's almost $500 million.
And that's part of what I want to talk about, but go on.
It will be one of the most expensive television shows ever made.
That's a problem.
I guess Amazon has money to burn, though. I don't know.
Yeah, but Disney did too at one time.
Oh, I see. So the more money you burn through, the less money you have.
Yes.
Okay. How do you justify such an expensive endeavor? Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, Amazon Studio Chief Jennifer Salke said it was mostly due to the badness of the market, knowing that Netflix paid $469 million for 2 sequels to Knives Out. It's Knives Out. But she also revealed Amazon's lofty expectations for the forthcoming prequel. As for how many people need to watch Lord of the Rings, a lot less. A giant global audience needs to show up to it as appointment television, and we are confident that this will happen, Salke said. Yeah, we talked a little bit about this a couple weeks ago. But what do you have to say?
Read that last line again, please, Boomer.
A giant global audience needs to show up to it as appointment television, and we are pretty confident that will happen.
Let me translate that, okay? We are taking a huge gamble on a long shot. That's what they're saying. I'm just pointing that out. Okay, go on.
So does that mean China, basically?
I'm not going to just say China, but China is a big market. But when they say global, they mean global. They need everybody. They need every eye they can get on.
But wasn't the original Lord of the Rings a big global hit anyway, though? I mean, I remembered it being I had a friend who...
This is why it's so bass-ackwards, Boomer. Because instead of making something that's really good and just trusting that it will do what it does, right? They're putting the cart in front of the horse. It's got to get all of these viewers, so let's throw more money into it. Yeah, and then if they screw it up, they're broke. Like I said, they're banking on a long shot, and these companies cannot afford this BS.
So
they need to scale it back, focus on the American audience. Well,
European too.
Let me take that back. Not focus on the American audience. Focus on the fan audience, and just trust that if you make a good product for the fans, the normies are going to come along too.
Lord of the Rings has fans all over the world. I
mean,
the book's been translated into how many languages? Okay,
exactly.
I told you, I had a friend who was over in Japan, and he saw it being advertised. It was kind of funny because Gollum was speaking Japanese on the commercial for it, which was kind of funny, if you think about it.
It kind of makes me wonder if Gollum in Japanese has that same kind of weird cadence and weird grammar,
Probably,
how that translates.
But he was Japanese. Saying, watch this. This was nominated for Best Picture, nominated for something. You need to see this movie. And of course, I'm sure people in Japan went to go see Lord of the Rings. It's a big deal movie, but
and you make an excellent point. They've got fans all over the world. Write it for the fans, because if you lose the fans, and I'm telling you, we keep telling Hollywood this, both in YouTube videos and in comments and with our dollars. If you don't have the fans, you have nobody. You give up the fans for the hope of some fictional other group. You never get it, and you go broke.
Yes. Well, you know what it is? They think that they think that the audience is ever expanding.
They think that their shit doesn't stink. They think that I don't have to do this old crap. I can do my own thing. I'm better than that.
With Lord of the Rings, you had a complete book series to base your movies off of. This thing is being taken from a lot of backstory, which I guess is the similarity, whatever how you ever pronounce
Silmarillion.
it. Silmarillion.
The Silmarillion is a collection of outlines and notes and commentaries, and they're not really full stories.
No.
So
it's lore. It's basically lore of Middle Earth, right?
Lore, and it requires somebody who is a true Tolkien scholar who also happens to be skilled at writing to do it. That is not what these fucktards in Hollywood are capable of.
Well, all I know is that they went through didn't they go through a big firing of the writing staff over there for this thing? I remember didn't they have a Tolkien scholar there as well, and then it was I don't know. Anyway, naturally, every show wants to garner a large audience, but Amazon is setting a high bar for Lord of the Rings. Today's world of fragmented entertainment, few shows can be called event television. Like its competitors, Amazon appears eager to fill the void created by Game of Thrones, which capped off its run with a finale watched by 19.3 million viewers. It will face competition from Disney's run of very successful MCU and Star Wars shows, as well as the planned Game of Thrones prequel. Okay. As for where that money is actually going, Salke says that most of it is about building up the infrastructure of the rest of the show. This is a full season of huge world-building show. Yeah, we learned about that. The number is a sexy headline or a crazy headline that's fun to click on, but that is really building on the infrastructure of what will sustain the whole series. But it is a crazy world, and various people on this Zoom, mostly Bella and me, have been bidding situations where it starts to go incredibly high. There's a lot of wooing, and we have to make decisions on where we want to stretch and where we want to draw the line. Okay.
Can I
go ahead.
I want to highlight Leia plus size comment. She says,
sure. I'll do it. Let me look for it.
Amazon does not understand Lord of the Rings. They think Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones are the same thing. And the new show will stamp out the spirit of Tolkien. You know what? I can't speak too much to that last point, but you're absolutely right that they just are hoping it's going to be their Game of Thrones, and they don't understand it, and that is the problem. That has been the problem with every franchise. These companies acquire licenses and companies for these franchises because they have built-in fan bases, and what's the first thing they do? They alienate the fan base. So you literally got what you just paid so much money for.
I don't, because when I first
about bass backwards.
Yeah, because when I first heard the Lord of the Rings series, I thought they're going to be adapting the books, but into a series form, and I was like, "Well, do we really need that?"
That's what a lot of us thought. And
Jackson did such a great job with I mean, it wasn't perfectly adapted because, of course, they glossed over a lot of the stuff in the first half of Fellowship.
I'll tell you,
I understood why he made the decisions he had to make.
What really would have been a good idea would be to start a TV series, and your whole first season is the extended version of your Hobbit series. Do the whole thing all the way through. And then your second season is the extended director's cut version of, Lord of the Rings, and go through all the movies, put all the stuff that they already have on DVD, make it into seasons of series. Okay.
Well, are you talking of like trying to make it an even further extended version of what already exists, and just break it up into episodes?
Yes, exactly right.
They did that with one of the Tarantino movies. I think it was Hateful Eight. I think Netflix did break it up into a television series, like a mini series.
Yeah.
In 6 episodes, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Then that has given you 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons where you have capitalized on your movie as a series. And plus, in those 6 seasons, you could be working on a new film.
Yeah.
Or episodes of a series, whether it's prequel or sequel or whatever,
Yeah. But of course, that also taken part is whether or not you get Peter Jackson on for that, right?
You'd probably want Peter Jackson as a creative consultant.
Is he involved? Is he involved in the show at all?
I haven't heard that he is. He probably is not.
Because that's going to be a problem. I mean, I had my own issues with the Hobbit movies, though. I will defend Peter Jackson on one note in the fact that the studio did not give him enough time to prep like they did with Lord of the
No,
Rings.
I'll go even further.
Yeah.
He wanted to make it one single movie.
Yeah, that would have been better.
And they wanted it to be 3, and he's like, there's not enough material to make it 3 movies.
You could maybe make it 2. Maybe make it 2 2-hour movies, basically making it an extended Lord of the Rings movie and cut it into half, you know, because you could probably get 4 hours out of The Hobbit, and I think that's it. That's stretching it, you know.
So I do not blame him at all for it. Again, that's another example of studio interference. It's the same reason that I don't blame David Lynch for Dune or so many other films, you know.
Owen Lister says, or make Lord of the Rings an animated show. I'd love for someone over there to make a really cool animated series based on Lord of the Rings, but I think we are well past that point in Western developed animation. They're not like, even this new Batman the animated series they're working on. I'm thinking it's not going to be of the same quality as what we got with Batman the animated series. I think those days are gone.
J.J. Abrams is attached to it, so screw it. It's a non-starter for me.
I thought that Harry Potter would have been perfect for an animated series because you could really adapt the books better than the movies did, and just do like each chapter would be its own episode, and they could have done that as a kids series, like in the high quality that we saw.
I'm still holding out for some sort of a Harry Potter spinoff that's set at the school in the United States.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That's not talking about Harry Potter. We'll get to that later with Depp. Okay, Johnny Depp. But anyway, anything else to say on the Lord of the Rings things? Like any new insights on it, though? What do you think?
No, but these last 2 articles,
I think they're linked.
I kind of feel like this is Hollywood, or whatever you want to call it, the entertainment industry kind of realizing they've made some really bad missteps, and if they're going to continue, they need to rethink what they're doing. Maybe I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but maybe we're winning this culture war.